born in Aleppo, Syria.
Maybe louder.
It's okay.
1926, November 16, 1926. And grew up in Aleppo, but not much, because in 1939, when the war started, there were no more school in Syria. And my mother didn't want to have all the kids at home, so we moved to Beirut, Lebanon, which my father had already his bank in Beirut. So and my brother and sister were born in Beirut, some in Syria, some in Beirut.
Okay.
My grandfather was a rabbi on his own, praying all day long at home. My grandmother would go play the card all the time. And when she said, I don't feel good, my uncle tell her, go and play cards, you'll feel better.
Okay.
That's my father and mother. But I never met my mother or father. Well, the holiday we were in a resort in Lebanon. And believe it or not, because of my grandfather who was religious, we used to have the holiday in our house. My uncle used to go to Beirut synagogue and bring the sefer. And all the people are vacationing in Lebanon, the mountain of Lebanon, used to come to our house for the high holiday.
Wow.
And they used to bring the sefer from Beirut to our house. And they used to take a shohet from Aleppo to the resort, because we stayed 3 months in the resort. And the shohet was going to the to cut.
The slaughterhouse.
The slaughterhouse, early in the morning. And after he did the shopping, the marketing, for my grandparents. And we had a lot of people from Iraq, from Iran, vacationing, came for the high holiday to our house.
Wow.
They had a synagogue in the house, in the mountain of Lebanon. And the name of the town was so far. Bas Hamdoun.
That's special.
Mm-hmm. My father, my mother, and no, we don't eat meat until 6 hours, and no pork, and religious.
So what did your community leave behind in Beirut?
Synagogue. We didn't have apartment, we were renting. And the memory from Aleppo, we had a very famous chandelier, much bigger than this one. And after my brother passed away and my cousin, my uncle and my father donated to the temple in Beirut. And now I heard it disappeared. It's not there. Who knows?
Does it make you feel sad when you think about?
Yeah. Because they donated in the memory of my brother to the synagogue of Beirut, and somebody stole it, I don't know.
So tell me about Istanbul.
I went to visit my uncle, my mother, brother, who lived in Istanbul with his wife and had no children. And at the time, there was no telephone, letters only. And he always tell my mother, I have nobody from the family here. And one day my mother said, you want to go and visit your uncle? He is lonely for the family. I said, okay, I'll go and visit my uncle. I went to visit my uncle, who was also a banker in Istanbul, and his wife, and went to a wedding, and I met Renee at somebody else's wedding. Somebody introduced us.
And you fell in love right away?
No.
And then so you moved to Turkey, to Istanbul, and you lived there for a while. Married? You stayed after you got married?
Yes. I was with my uncle 6 months, 8 months.
Did you like Istanbul?
Yeah, it was nice.
Yeah.
But Beirut was nicer to me. It was being Jewish in Istanbul, people was somehow afraid. A lot of them went to Canada because the visa was easier, and some went to US. And we came here, I didn't know we were going to be here 50 more years.
Did you ever feel fear in Beirut or Aleppo or in Istanbul?
Aleppo, I don't remember much. Beirut, when I was single, not much, a little bit maybe.
Istanbul?
No.
No.
I forgot to tell you, I worked at Marshfield when I came here.
Oh, yeah?
I came here, no relative, no friend, nobody. And I was going there every day anyway. So I said, we have to apply here for a job. And somebody said on the 10th floor, I went 10th floor. I said, did you ever work? I said, no, but I speak 5 languages. So they hired me right away.
Wow.
I said, I want to leave at 3 o'clock because I have a little boy. I don't want to work Saturday. I don't want to do everything I want. They said yes. And all the buyers that went to Italy to buy the collection, they went to visit my mother, my father.
Really?
For tea, for lunch, for drink, for whatever. And, you know, in our country, if you don't need the money, you don't work. But here, everybody works. So my father said, my poor daughter is working. So they sent me a gift with my buyer, the one who go to visit them.
That's sweet. Which Marshall Fields?
State Street.
Wow, the big
The
one.
big one. And I was in the designer section.
Wow.
$2,000 a dress, a suit, a coat. And I met Elizabeth Taylor. I met Audrey Hepburn.